Hello, welcome to Long Island Weather Update. Yeah, I know this is from a few days ago. I'm just looking at this, trying to get my mind off the miserable, absolutely miserable weather we're having right now with all the rain going on. Today we had the clouds move in, and it was somewhat hazy. I didn't really smell any of the smoke, but the sky was pretty crappy looking today. And obviously, by the afternoon, we had fairly cloudy, overcast conditions, and then by the evening, you can see the kind of skies we had coming in towards sunset there. It definitely looked like rain. And sure enough, we have rain right now. And yeah, it's pretty miserable out there. It's starting to end a little bit on Long Island now. But we had a pretty area of heavy and even some steady rain. I wonder if some of these are thunderstorms here. Looking at the radar here, we got some really heavy rain out over the east end right here. And we follow this, you can see the tropical connection. Well, we'll have to look at it on satellite, but it's going to be even worse tomorrow, obviously. So let's look at the satellite here, and we'll show you the rain here that we have, and you can see that bright white there. Almost looks like some of that might have been convective in nature. It's almost like maybe a little bit of a warm front coming through or whatever that's stirring up this rain. You can see the bright white there, definitely indicating some convection there and some pretty decent moisture. I'm just going to change this over to see if there was any lightning at all being reported here. I think most of the lightning is offshore, but there is lightning offshore. Well, a little bit popped up over Connecticut. So, yeah, somebody might have even gotten a thunderstorm tonight with this rain that we're getting right now. So, what can I say? And the other issue was smoke. Yeah, there was some wildfire smoke. I didn't smell it at all, but people were saying that there was smoke in New Jersey and that it was rather hazy. So we're going to have to look at some of the observations for that as well. But if we can actually go to some of the Earth cams here. I'll just take this back for a minute here, and we can look at. I don't think we had any of that haze today. I'm gonna look at. See, I don't think we had any of it today. Let's take a look and see what we had. Nah, it didn't look all that hazy on Long Island. Just a really junky looking sky as far as jet junk is concerned. But if we go to New Jersey, they were saying that there was haze there. So I'll have to take a look and see. We'll go to the Jersey City view here, and they're saying that there was actually haze in the air. Oh, yeah, you can actually see it here. So inland, let's see if this will come up, but inland, you definitely see the hazy conditions. I see it in the thumbnails. Here we go. You can see the haze in the air. Yeah, you can see that haze. You definitely see the haze. We'll look at some observations and see. But going to our current conditions you can see across the country, we got a whole lot of things going on. But first, let's start over our area because it's just very active across the whole country right now. As the Pacific Jet rears its ugly head again. So look at that. Still 48 degrees at Islip at this hour, which is, and you can see heavy rain is being reported at Islip right now. And it got up to 54 there, according to this. We'll see if there were any restrictions on visibility at Islip today. We'll see if. Do I see any? No, I don't see it saying 10 miles. There was fog in the morning, and there was actually some very dense fog in the morning. But other than that, not seeing any reports of smoke. But let's go over now to Ocean County Airport here, where it is much warmer. It's still 54 degrees there. It actually got up to 65 there today. My gosh, 65 degrees. That's insane. Let's see if they had any restrictions on visibility today. Yep, haze was reported briefly. So there was some smoke from some of these wildfires that are going on in the south. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about tonight, actually. So much warmer in Jersey today. Let's go look at the highs. It's still much warmer in Jersey, even as we speak. This is why I really don't want to, really don't want to wind up having to live there, because the heat there is going to be very bad for me. 65 is sickening. Just the thought of 65 degrees in February makes me sick. So Long Island had highs in the mid-50s, as well as the city. Looks like 54 at LaGuardia, 54 at Central Park. But as we go into New Jersey, look at this. Man, very warm there. Mid-60s. And even a few 70-degree readings. Mid-60s. That's insane right there. That's insane. So, much warmer day in Jersey. North Jersey not getting quite as warm, but the southern part really warmed up. Very, very warm. That's really ridiculous. Let's look at the lows. And lows, we still had some radiational cooling last night. Got down to 28 at West Hampton, 30 at Islip, 37 at LaGuardia. I'm not going to see that tonight. And 30 at Miller Air Park in the Pine Barrens, west of Toms River, generally mid-30s in Jersey. So, yeah, very warm day today. So let's look at our climate statistics for the day. And we'll also look at how much rain has fallen so far as well. So we'll first start with Islip. Islip got up to 53, according to the official report. That's 10 degrees above normal. The low of 31 was just 3 degrees above normal. That puts us 6 degrees above normal for the day. Central Park got up to 55, 10 degrees above normal for the day. And Newark hit 58. That's 12 degrees above normal for the day, which is insane. Insane. And the lows tonight, they're going to be above the normal highs. So we may set some record low minimums tonight. I don't know if they're going to even make a note of that, but very warm. And we can go into the Philadelphia office to get some of the climate statistics for. Yeah, their site works a little differently. I don't know how to get there, or maybe I got to do it through here. So if we go to Atlantic City, let's see. Atlantic City got up to 59 degrees today. Wow, 59 degrees. What about Philadelphia? 65 degrees. I'm looking to see if there were any records set. Trenton, no record set, though, but very, very above normal. That's a 20-degree anomaly right there in some of these spots. So, yeah, that's ridiculous. That really is absolutely ridiculous. But let's take a wider look on the satellite here. We'll actually look at the CONUS view. And, we'll keep it on GLM flash intensity to show you that there is actually a lot of severe weather in the Midwest. And you can see, look, there it is. There's that Pacific jet again. So if you follow across your screen here, draw that out. We'll use the green color because it's moisture. Right across the country. And that's what we're seeing again. It's just the same old story. Been all winter long. We've been dealing with this damn Pacific jet. It's unbelievable. It just continues. It just hasn't stopped, this Pacific jet. And this is a sign of things to come as we deal with climate change. So you can see that all that severe weather in the south. And if we look at in the Midwest, if we go to the radar here, you'll see here that there are actually thunderstorms actually in Pennsylvania. And we got, it looks like, the squall line moved through Chicago? It looks like a squall line may have moved through Chicago. Let's play this. Yeah, that looks like a squall line. Why won't you play? That is a squall line right there moving through Chicago. Look at that. That's incredible right there. That really is incredible. And I know the chief meteorologist at WGN is going to be retiring, I think, in a day, and he's obviously got to deal with this on his last days over there. I forgot his name, but I should know it. But you can see here that wow, that's quite impressive right there. That's really, really impressive. That's an impressive line right there to look at. And mind you, we are in February. This is not the spring, but it is the spring now. So let's go to the weather and hazards map here. I'll close this out and we'll pull out across the country and show you what's going on here. Because we have severe weather. We have actually a tornado watch was issued. I don't see any active warnings on the map, but I think there were some active warnings at one time. But a tornado watch was issued for this. Look at how warm it is in Chicago. So look at that, 66 degrees at. All right, let's see if we can find the O'Hare Airport here, because that's what I really would like to find. All right, that's Gary. Come on, where's O'Hare? There's Chicago Midway, not O'Hare. Find O'Hare here. Here's Chicago O'Hare, 54 degrees. Looks like they had a peak wind gust of 41 with the front. They got up to 73 today, by the way. That's insane right there. That's just insane. And then they're going to drop behind this cold front. It's going to be a huge weather whiplash because look at that. We have tornado watch. How often do you see this? And then we have winter weather advisories because there could be some snow behind this front. That's crazy right there. That's nuts. It really is nuts. Going across the country, you could see we've got a lot of wind advisories across the large part of the country, which isn't helping things with the fires in Texas and especially in the Panhandle. You can see red flag warnings in effect for parts of New Mexico and stuff. New Mexico into the Panhandle here. Very warm conditions there too, as well. Warm and dry conditions. And looks like we got some. What do we got for Denver here? Winter storm warnings and avalanche warnings. So they're getting to the cold weather part of it, and in the mountains of California, blizzard warnings, and also some high wind warnings as well in some of these mountains. There's a high wind watches. What a mess. And you can see more winter, more storminess in the Pacific Northwest. And going up here, we have wind chill advisories. Yes, we're not going to get into this. This is really, it would be so great if we would, because they got single digits right now in parts of Minnesota. And boy, into Wisconsin. Man, I wish we could get. Actually, it's not Minnesota. Is that Minnesota? It's not. Minnesota has teens, but north of there in Wisconsin, you've got single digits. So yeah, some real, and even below zero across North Dakota. So if you want your cold air, it's here. But the problem is, this is going to be racing in and then racing on out. So, and then looking at our area, you can see we've got gale warnings in effect for the waters, wind advisories in effect for just the Suffolk County area. And then the Cape looks like they've got maybe a high wind warning or a high wind watch in effect. So let's go ahead and look at that. Nope. Tell me what. Yeah, you won't. You don't want to tell me what it is, do you? It's just going on the stations. But whatever. I think that's a high wind. Come on, show me high wind warning in effect for the Cape. So they're going to get the worst of the LJ. We're actually going to escape it. Also, upstate, they've got a high wind watch as well. And it was very warm upstate, too. Let's show you all the highs on the map here and show you how far the warmth got up, because it got up pretty far. Even Plattsburgh got to 65. They're actually warmer there than here because they're inland, so they don't get the sea breeze like we do, the moderates things. And look at that warmth extending all the way into Quebec. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So a lot of warmth across the country. If you take the whole country as a whole, you'll see all the warmth that we had. And look at that. I mean, it just goes, and look, even in the south. I mean, Missouri got, what did they get, up to the 80s today? I mean, it's only February, man. Jeez. So look at rainfall now for our area. See how much rainfall we got. I'll just do the 6 hour here, and it'll tell us. We've actually got a decent amount here. Definitely over a quarter of an inch, or nearing a half an inch, or over a half an inch in some areas. And we got more rain to come for tomorrow, of course. Looking at our Storm Prediction Center map, you'll see the severe risk, the enhanced risk that's going through the parts of the upper Midwest into looks like southern Illinois and Ohio. And then around that, you got a slight risk, and then that red spot is where the tornado watch is. And then a marginal risk around that into western Pennsylvania, and they have us in a thunderstorm risk. Let's move this to tomorrow, because we may be winding up being in a risk zone tomorrow. No, they're not. That looks an awful lot like today's. That is today's. So here's marginal. Here's tomorrow's thing, and you'll see here, they do have marginal risk of severe weather in parts of Pennsylvania. It's close. We'll have to watch that possibility, because this is a very, very strong cold front that we are going to be experiencing here. Looking at the Weather Prediction Center map, you'll see this slow-moving, lumbering chain, all from the Pacific here, coming across the country here, and wreaking all kinds of havoc. Speaking of havoc, let's just look at the power outage map. It'll tell us. It doesn't look like these storms have impacted the power grid too much. Illinois does have the most at 8,228. But that thunderstorm that rolled through Chicago looked pretty bad on the radar, I'll say that. Could have been some hail with that too. So let's go over to the models now and talk about what we have coming. So it's the 18Z GFS. And you'll see here that, look at those tight isobars that we're going to have, and that's going to mean it's going to be windy tomorrow. We're going to have rain. And then this front winds up moving through, and then the high pressure builds in for Friday. It'll be Thursday. It'll be dry at least. Friday will be dry, but then look at what happens on the weekend. We're going to be dealing with more rain again, rain chances again with this low pressure system next week. It's a really crummy pattern that's evolving, and I'll talk a little more about that probably Well, I'll talk about it tonight, I guess, a little bit because I'll probably be busy with the storms tomorrow. But you'll see a real crummy pattern evolving here. We're going to have numerous rain chances, some stall front syndrome next week, another one of these lows that comes up and gives us some rain next week. And then, yeah, boom, here comes another one, and then another one. And then at least it's trying to bring a high down at the end. But we've got a rather wet week ahead, and it's going to be warm, too, as you know. If we look at the temperature anomaly charts here, they're just off the wall. Just really warm here. I mean, next week's going to be very, very warm. In fact, the whole, like I said, Eastern Canada, it's just the only areas you're going to get below. You can see now. Watch this cold. I kind of want to use this because I'll show you the cold air. So yeah, it's coming into the upper Midwest, but then it kind of pulls north again. We don't really get into too much of it. We'll get a little taste of it on Thursday, and that's it. And that may be our last taste of winter, maybe. Hopefully not. But I mean, like we barely had a winter at all to begin with. I mean, this is just horrific. It really is. So let's take a close look at our area. We're going to go to the HRRR now and the 0Z run of the HRRR and take a look and see what it's showing for tomorrow. So this is this first batch of rain that came on through. We get a little bit of a break. Then more rain for tomorrow. Another area of showers comes through in the midday hours. And it could be on and off showers. And then we get a break. And then this front winds up coming through with more rain in the evening. And it's not really showing a very well-defined squall line. It's showing more of just a rainy mess for a couple of hours like tonight that we had here. We'll have to see what happens and how this all materializes. But you'll notice how tight the isobars are and that V shape that they are making. Whenever we see this, we know that we could wind up having some severe weather. When we see this kind of deal here, that's a sharp cold front, all right? And if you don't believe me, we'll look at the dew points and wind flow to show you how sharp this front's going to be. So you got the southerly winds, and they're going to pick up tomorrow, and the dew point's going to rise. It's going to get humid with this tropical air moving in. And the southerly wind flow, though, does keep Long Island cooler. But in Jersey, it will be a lot warmer there. And there's actually some dew point pooling ahead of the front right here, which, again, especially over Jersey, could initiate some severe thunderstorms. But you see how sharp this is. The front comes through, and the dew points go from the 50s to the 30s in an hour or so. And then they'll drop even further as we go into Thursday. It's very strong northwest winds, obviously. But you'll see the core of that cold air is going to miss to the north. So if you want the core of the cold air, you're going to have to go up to Plattsburgh, Vermont, New Hampshire, or Maine. It's not even going to get into Massachusetts, maybe part of Massachusetts. But for the most part, that core just misses us because it's getting pushed out of the way by the freaking Pacific jet that we've been dealing with all winter long. It just won't let that cold air come down. So I'll display temperatures next. Tonight, obviously, we're not going to be dropping very much at all. Temperatures probably will be pretty much where they are, maybe even start rising as we get toward the morning, probably upper 40s to around 50. In Jersey, you're probably not even going to go below 50. And then for tomorrow, Jersey could get quite warm. It was mid-60s today. Perhaps we may even see some upper 60s tomorrow. Maybe even 70 degrees possible. For Long Island, we'll see 50s, so mid-50s again for us. But you can see the cold front here, very visible to the right of it, and then to the left of it. You're dealing with a 20-degree temperature difference at least. And so once this moves through, and after that heavy rain or maybe even a thunderstorm tomorrow night, after 10 o'clock or so, the temperatures start dropping relatively quickly. And by after midnight, we're dropping below freezing. And then for Thursday, it's actually showing quite cool conditions across Long Island, maybe struggling to make it to the mid-30s. This is the HRRR here showing that it's going to be much colder than some of the other models are showing here. So that's kind of encouraging. I guess we have one really cold day on Thursday, at least, to enjoy. It might be the last one of the year. It'll also be very windy, so it'll feel chilly as well. So looking at the total of rainfall that this is showing here for tomorrow, if we include tomorrow, you'll see we could still get another, it looks like maybe another inch of rain out of this front here that's going to be moving through. It's going to bring some pretty heavy rain, pretty heavy windswept rain, again, with the chance of some thunderstorms possible as well. The LLJ component of this, we'll just show you the 850. Luckily, you can see it's mostly off to the east. So that's why the higher winds, I think, will only be over eastern Suffolk. I think we'll avoid it here in Nassau, but especially New England, the Cape. That's why you got that high wind warning. They're going to get hit very hard here. Let's look at a few more models here. Let's go to the NAM 3. And we will look at the NAM 3 as well with the wind as well. And even the NAM is kind of showing that the worst winds are well off to the east. So luckily, we missed out on the LLJ component of it. This is at least the worst part of the LLJ component. Let's look at the radar simulation on the NAM here and show you what we have. So obviously that area of showers moves out overnight, and tomorrow we have some on and off drizzle, and then a couple of, you have that period of showers that'll move through in the middle of the day. Then a break. And if for some reason the sun peaks out, especially over Jersey, that can help destabilize things. The front winds up moving through. Here we are, 7 o'clock. You see the front approaching. It's not really showing a squall line here, but there could be a squall line. I mean, it looks pretty potent over there, especially over New Jersey. And again, with that heat over there, we could definitely see that. And then that moves on out, again, by, I would say, probably 8, 9 o'clock. It starts clearing the western parts of Long Island and New Jersey, and it moves on out, and then the rain stops. And then for Thursday, it's showing some lake effect, of course. There's going to be I think there could be a lot of clouds due to some instability. But showing what the NAM puts out for precipitation is probably going to look pretty similar to the HRRR, and it does. So, this is going to be quite. Now I'm just going to show you the F-Gen on this, because just for fun here, the 850 F-Gen with this front that comes on through, because that's incredible. It's an incredible drop of temperature right there. That's a very strong cold front right there. Really is. I don't think we'll see. I think the precip cuts off before we have a chance to see any snow. I really do. But definitely going to be very interesting for sure. So as far as the winds go, let's go to the winds here. The actual surface winds on the NAM to show you here. That, again, the stronger winds are going to be over Suffolk County. You can see that. But especially over the Cape. For us, I don't really see that we're going to see. Look at that. You can actually see the front right there. Boom. I don't think we'll see the damaging wind potential. I think that's going to be mainly off to the east, like I've said before. Mainly off to the east. So let's go over to the GFS now and just show you the very transitory nature of this cold air mass that we have coming in. So you can see it's in and then it's out. Look at that. It's out by Friday already. So just boom, comes in, goes out, and then by the weekend we're back into, you can see, warmer air again. These are the dew points, but you can see the dew points aren't all that low. So that's the issue. So it's in and it's out. If I go to the CONUS view, you can kind of visualize what's happening here. So boom, comes in, gets pushed out by the Pacific flow. Comes in, gets pushed out. So literally, it's going to be quick too for the while they're going to be getting some really bitter cold over Wisconsin, some of those northern. It's out by Friday. It comes in and it's out. It's very quick for everybody because of the way that jet stream works. I want to show you this as well. Where is it? The 700 to 300 relative humidity to show you. Oh, this illustrates it perfectly. So here we go. This illustrates what's happening perfectly. There you go. There's your Pacific moisture. There you go, right into the storm. This has been going on all damn winter. It's ridiculous. It's just, I say all damn winter because we never really had a winter because of it. So yeah, you can see what's happening. If that moves out, and you can see that sharp front again. Look at how much moisture there is in the air. There's a lot of moisture. That's a dry line if you've ever seen one before. So that's why I'm a little concerned about severe weather tomorrow, and they may be underestimating the potential of the severe weather risk tomorrow. Again, I would definitely pay attention to things. I'd say any time after, say, 6 o'clock, at least between 6 and 9 o'clock tomorrow, maybe 5 o'clock if you're in New Jersey, pay attention because we could be seeing, this is, again, I'm really concerned about this severe risk. There's a lot of wind too, so who knows, may even see an isolated tornado out of it. It's not out of the question. So let's move on over to the skies after all this mess is done. Will we clear it out on Thursday? GFS is, like I said, has a lot of lingering clouds over us, and then for Friday we may start off clear, but then the cirrus rolls in on us. Yeah, and then the weekend looks pretty, kind of junky, as you see there with that system that's going to be offshore there. So yeah, it's going to, just a lot of clouds, and there's not going to be a whole lot of sunshine in this forecast. We have, like I said, Thursday and Friday is as good as it's going to get, and after we do that, we're kind of stuck in the clouds for a while, all of next week. So again, here another cloudy stretch again. Let's look at some others. And if I click the sounding model here, you'll see, yeah, they're touching. So it's indicating definitely you have that cloud cover over there. You see. So let's go to the HRRR and we'll look at some more soundings on the HRRR and see the HRRR. It has a tendency to agree with the GFS on the cloud situation. It actually has a couple of possible snow flurries and snow showers over us on Thursday. Look at that. Wow. It actually has some snow showers over us. So without the sun out and that wind going, it could be pretty chilly for Thursday. I'm just going to put this over here. And, yeah, you can see they're kind of touching over New Jersey, too. So, yeah, I don't think we'll see much sun, unfortunately, for your Thursday. It'll be a lot of clouds. And, like I said, even a snow shower, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe even a snow squall. I mean, this is... I don't know if this is like lake effect. It's instability because the profile of the air is so unstable. So again, if we look at this, you'll see. Oh, come on. Move this back a little bit. It'll give it to me. Yeah, look at that instability there. Look at how fast that's incredible. That's a lot of instability right there. So we're gonna have to watch out for that on Thursday. But we got to get through tomorrow first, obviously, with this front. And as far as going any beyond that, as far as skies go to the RGM here. We have the 24 hour, we have the latest one, but I'll have to go back to the 18Z run here. Here you go, and you see it showing Thursday. RGM, of course, being a little more optimistic with the skies. That HRRR, though, looks rather active. But then as we move on to Friday, you'll have to watch this cirrus. We may eventually keep it at bay, so at least Friday morning. So Friday's probably your best chance of seeing the sun, because after that, we're going to be stuck in the clouds, and it's going to be a crappy weekend with more rain and more clouds and more doom and gloom like it's been all winter long. This is, my gosh, one of the worst winter. I have so many places I wanted to go hike this winter, and it's not going to happen because the kind of weather I need, we didn't get. Unless things change. Time is running out for that. Let's go to some of the other models here. We're going to just look at, and actually I got to look at the smoke thing too as well. Though I didn't see any reports of smoke. Let's go to the Ventu Sky and look at the wind gusts for your day tomorrow to show you the wind that we have. So here's the wind that we have. And you'll see at noon, it's not too bad over there. I mean, we have some isolated gusts. We still may need to extend that wind advisory, but it's Suffolk County that's seeing the higher winds. 2 o'clock, higher winds mainly over Suffolk. 4 o'clock, higher winds mainly over Suffolk. And so it's mainly Suffolk that's going to see the higher winds. It's not going to be our area. And the Cape, of course. You can see how it kind of tightens up out over the Cape a little bit. You can see. But I think that we'll avoid the worst. There could be, I think the best risk of some stronger winds is with the actual cold front or just ahead of it, around 8, 9 o'clock here. Thunderstorm threat. There is a little bit of Cape here that continues to show over New Jersey. And, I would not be surprised if we see a line develop here over Jersey. It might fall apart when it hits Long Island, but there definitely is some risk over here, and I think they're going to need to extend that risk area into most of New Jersey, I think, at least, especially because it's going to be warmer there. And if we look at the temperatures here, you'll see that it's so much warmer there than here. So that's going to help destabilize things quite a bit there, for sure. Yeah, you can see that right there. That's something that's a concern. Also, the waves, obviously, we're going to see some possible coastal flooding. Look at these wave heights. I mean, yeah, we'll see some coastal flooding tomorrow, I think, for sure, again. And, again, I think it's going to be worse east. So Suffolk County, from Fire Island out east, you're going to see some really serious coastal flooding. And, this looks pretty bad. 11 feet, 12 feet. We have a nearly full moon now, too, so that is not going to help I'm surprised they haven't issued a coastal flood advisory yet. So this storm's going to pack a punch for sure tomorrow, and definitely have concerns about it, especially for the shoreline and stuff. So yeah, this doesn't look good at all. I don't think the Jersey Shore gets hit too hard, but that southerly into the South Shore will cause some coastal flooding, I'm sure, and we'll see. That, along with the heavy rain, is not going to help, and there's going to be a lot of flooding. I'd like to get to Fire Island this summer, but it seems like I might get destroyed before then at the rate things are going. So, lastly, we'll talk a little more about the smoke. I'm going to go to the MODIS satellite here, see if we can visualize some of the smoke here on the satellite here. I don't know if we're going to see it. Yeah, we actually do see it a little bit. See that haze there? Yep, that's the smoke we had across. Again, I didn't smell it, but some of the other areas did. Can't see it on the satellite here, but there are, like I said, there are some really big wildfires going on in West Texas right now. If we put wildfires here, you'll see that we have smoke from southern wildfires contributing to hazy skies. Texas Panhandle. We have a lot of fires. We also have fires in Oklahoma, too, apparently, as well. So they're not showing up on the satellite, but these giant wildfires are growing in Texas right now. And they are huge. So, and I mean, they are huge. They are huge, these fires. They are hundreds of thousands of acres in Texas right now. And, what's crazy is, 250,000 acres, it says in this article here. 250,000 acres fueled by high winds, hotter than normal temperatures, and dry conditions. And it's only February. It's only February, folks. The climate from hell continues to get worse. That's what we're in, the climate from hell. And it's all because of our own doing. So, thank you for watching. Have a good night. And we'll keep an eye on what happens tomorrow. And buckle up. I have a feeling this year is going to be even crazier than last year when it comes to the weather. We've passed the point of no return. We truly are screwed with the weather. And, I just don't know if we'll ever get a winter again. It just doesn't seem like it, but, eventually it's going to get to the point where, forget about moving to New Jersey, I may have to move to Quebec or Maine because it's just going to be too hot here. So, thank you for watching. Have a good night.